Monday, August 12, 2019. A day like any other, except this day would prove to be timed perfectly to the inner clock-like workings of destiny. Joel, without his knowledge, while touring Sesame Place with friends and family, would meet an individual so important, so integral to his future, that it would change his life forever. That individual would be none other than Cookie Monster from the ever-so-famous Sesame Street. Joel watched Cookie's show, and at the end, Cookie Monster's contract required a meet and greet, so he walked into the crowd, shaking hands and welcoming the waves and head nods of his adoring fans. And then, the handshake. The grip that matched his. The greeting of one colleague to another. The feeling one gets at the moment of finally meeting your soul collaborator. The future working relationship of these two giants would soon be known the world over. Joel admitted later that seeing Cookie Monster perform that afternoon was like watching an old friend. Their conversation afterward would cover such in-depth topics as coloring, skipping stones, and the alphabet. Joel learned that day that C stands for Cookie. Their drive home mostly covered musical composers, such as Mozart and Bach, while singing compositions such as Wheels on the Bus, and if you're happy and you know it, clap your hands. Their journey of discovery, breakthroughs in physics, inventions in the culinary arts, and originations in magnetism merely scratched the surface of inventiveness these two would be willing to explore.
Whenever I babysat Joel, he and Cookie Monster were inseparable, like never apart, always together. One time when I wasn't looking, they went out to the back and they built a whole roller coaster. And it was crazy tall. They forced me on it even though I didn't want to go. It was insanely fast. And I was terrified. Once we were all finished, they took it down, we went inside to go get a snack, and Joel passed out on the couch.
Don't get me wrong, I love Cookie, but having a Cookie Monster in your home is a little hard to adjust to. It's a little difficult. Honestly, all he wanted to do was eat cookies all day, which in theory sounds good. But yeah, we had to refine that schedule a bit for Joel's education and my waistline. We just could not keep up with that pace. But right now, I think we're good. I think we're in a good, real good spot.
Things weren't just good, they were looking great. And Joel introduced Cookie Monster to his morning yoga. In time, Cookie Monster himself learned an interesting, not well-known truth at the core of all yoga discipline. That no matter how calm, focused, or relaxed the session seems, with very little persuasion, one could ultimately sway any yoga exercise into the equivalent of a WWF wrestling match. Cookie Monster was really in Joel's life at this point. I mean, they were two peas in a pod. They would just sit over there and, in his play area and just talk, just converse back and forth about some new project or some painting that they were doing or some new artist and classical musician they were studying or something. And then they would just laugh hysterically. And that was really cool. But I never did hear any of those jokes. Putting aside their unwillingness to share their jokes, the creative energy flourished. A write-up in the Metropolitan Museum of Art's Adolescent Wing newsletter, The Creative Toddler. in the preparatory stages of his Cookie Monster portraiture. Joel produces several figure studies to evaluate his expressiveness regarding line and motion. Following such focus and attention, one might suggest a relaxing walk or nice book. But no, Joel and Cookie would often move from pencil drawing right to painting. Joel's mad skills for the medium easily found Cookie's talents and amazingly long career of experience refreshing and challenging. Keeping the art flowing, the two would produce many fine works, only to find Mom and Dad would run out of refrigerator room daily. In addition to that, the sister publication Children's Menu Guide for the Arts ran a short piece on them found on page 3, below the article, Where Would We Be Without Chicken Tenders? It reads, Joel's examination into the mind of his friend Cookie Monster is extraordinary. As we watch Joel traverse the delicacies and complexities of baking, he pondered Cookie Monster's profound observation. A cookie is not just a cookie, he says, but a deep emotional connection between baker and dough that transcends its ingredients. Quoting the Cookies episode that ran on Facebook, mess and mayhem topped with the dad getting food poisoning. Fun, fun, fun. Luckily, the stars of the show, Joel, Cookie Monster, and Mom, did not eat the dough, just the cooked cookies. In addition to art, Cookie and Joel loved dancing, especially with Aunt Grace.
A while ago, a couple months ago, Joel and Cookie Monster came over and we went dancing, but his mom and dad didn't know. And I didn't know that Cookie Monster was coming, so I was so happy that they both were coming dancing. All right, remember, Mom and Dad don't know about this, just me, Joel, and Cookie Monster. We just kept dancing every night.
By that fall, it was reported that Joel had begun to believe he was Cookie Monster, mimicking his voice and his mannerisms, dressing like him and insisting his parents call him Cook-E. By that Halloween, the public appearances only fueled the fire with the press.
Today on the news, Joel Vincent has been seen wearing a Cookie Monster outfit. His publicist, as of yet, denies these claims, but we have obtained a video. Warning, what you're about to see may be unsettling for some viewers. In related news, Joel Vincent's family members are of varying opinions.
The Cookie Monster is fake news. We have more cookies than ever before.
Joel came over and it was Halloween and he was dressed like Cookie Monster, and I think he took this Cookie Monster thing way too far.
Not all of it was Joel's fault.
So when Joel came over for Halloween, he ate all of the cookies. He's not invited back.
Joel knew he must retire the costume. His cousin, of course, allowed him back in, because it was slowly coming to light how Cookie Monster was affecting everyone.
This week, we look into the lives of two very different friends. Two giants in their fields, man and monster. A bond solidified by their love of cookies, dancing and singing the alphabet. Joel Vincent and Cookie Monster. Tonight on Biography.
I heard he's not a natural bluehead and he dyes his hair blue.
I gotta hide all my cookie stuff from the Cookie Monster so he doesn't find it. He'll never find it. Man, I could really go for a chocolate chip cookie right now.
cookie!
Cookie Monster came in here, tried to buy some cookies, but I had to tell him, we don't sell cookies, we're a music store.
There's a lot of musicians in our family, so when Cookie Monster first came into the family, he was really excited about that. He wanted to write music, so he asked me if I wanted to start a band with him. So I was like, yeah, sure, we can start a band. It didn't go very well, but the thing with Cookie Monster is that he's a one-hit wonder. He had that hit, C is for Cookie. So now he thinks he knows what's up with songwriting and the music industry and everything. Just maybe so you could understand what I went through being in a band with him, I'm going to play that song right now. C is for Cookie, it's good enough for me. C is for Cookie, it's good enough for me. C is for Cookie, it's good enough for me. Cookie, cookie, cookie. Cookie starts with C.
Some members of the family liked it.
You know, I just don't see the big deal. So what if Cookie Monster asked us to get up in the middle of the night and bake a few cookies? Just get up and bake the cookies. How much sleep does everybody need?
Cookie Monster taught me everything I know about playing cornhole.
Cookie Monster taught me to be very, very careful about Jersey girls.
Hi, Joe. Hi, Cookie Monster. You're having cookies. Yeah, cookies. Cookies.
For some family members, they made some strange requests.
So Cookie called me and asked me what music goes best with baking cookies. Yay!
You know, Cookie Monster called me at 2 a.m. in the morning looking to find a recipe to grow cookies. I said, I don't know how to grow cookies. All I know how to do is grow vegetables. Cabbage, beets, carrots, tomatoes, peppers, and onions. That's all I know how to grow. Don't know how to grow cookies.
You know, Cookie Monster calls me up, shakes me down for my grandma's cookie recipe.
So Cookie Monster wanted us to teach him to skate, and it did not go very well. Want to put your feet on the board and then pop it and flick it.
I'm okay. Yeah, well, the Cookie Monster called me on the telephone, and he said, I want to catch cookies with a fishing pole. So you need what's called a cookie catching fishing pole. Now this fishing pole comes apart so you can get it in your car. And you can fit more cookies in your car that way. But it is important that you have a good hook to catch cookies. So this is the kind of hook that you use to catch cookies. And the more cookies you catch, the more you can eat. Cookies are good for you. They're very good for you.
Some members of the family hated it.
Cookie Monster? We don't need no stinking Cookie Monster.
No, guys. I'm sorry. On advice from my lawyer, I can't talk about the Cookie Monster. I'm sorry.
And in the end, everything works itself out. After all the exploring and discoveries, after all the creativity and masterful cooking, the journey is that of the extraordinary lives of two friends.
I can't believe Cookie's been with us a year. Can you?
He's been with us a long time now.
Wow, this is
Yeah,
yeah.
it's pretty crazy. So we're just delighted that he's been with us this long. I mean, we're blessed, really.
He's taught us so much.
But yeah,
a lot.
so many cookie recipes.
Oh my God, he's a.
I mean, did you even know that there were that many cookie recipes?
No, not at all.
I didn't.
But I wouldn't have changed this past year for anything. I mean, it was hard in the beginning, but now that we've adjusted and Joel is back to being Joel and not Cookie Monster.
Yeah.
I think we
brought us all closer together.
Yeah, I think so. All of this.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah. Thank you, Cookie.
Thanks, Cookie.
Yeah, thanks, Cookie.
All right, bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Who goes first? I'm gonna go second.
You go first, right?
All right, ready? 1, 2, 3. Happy birthday, Joel. Happy birthday, buddy.
Happy 3rd birthday, sweetheart. We love you.
We love you very much. Yay! And thanks everybody for watching.
Thank you.
All right, bye-bye.